The spiritual journey of Kundalini, number 1. I shall number them from now on. The first was just an introduction. The spiritual journey from physical unawareness to spiritual awareness, and therefore experiencing beyond the physical to other realms, to multidimensional or simultaneous realities, or loved ones, some call entities, guides, masters, your own connection in a state of awareness, which is what we are ultimately. The body is a short-term vehicle or a car that we're running around in to learn from in this reality of duality, where everything has an equal and opposite to allow us to evolve as a soul. So my spiritual journey, I'm just sharing from those that are curious or perhaps drawn to watching this at any time, started as a happy childhood. I was a happy family, in a happy family, financially okay, middle class, born a twin, so I was quite sensitive and empathic to other people, and still are. And I remember the earliest memory I have is in kindergarten, not sure what age we have to be there, probably 3 or so, 2 or 3, whereby I sat and I was looking through a cyclone fence, and I just realised there was this calmness that came over me, that everything was going to be okay. No matter what happened, I'd still be okay. And now, many years later, I'm sitting here and I'm realising, for all of us, not just me, that everything is okay. Because if you ask yourself, the most powerful question is, who am I? The identity is the answer to peace and happiness. And that identity comes from understanding the non-physical reality of which we are. So there's the objects in life, which we're aware of, all the experiences, all the thoughts, all the emotions, every asset, every possession. So there's the objects in physical form, and then there's the observer or the awareness behind that, which is eternal, immortal and ongoing. That's what we take with us when we transition back to the afterlife, where we came from, or the divine essence of who we are. So we are the observer, we are the awareness / consciousness, which is bandied around a lot these days. But I love to keep it simple, so we're awareness, which has no duality. The moment we add thought to it, there's duality. The moment we add thought to it, because of the duality, there's suffering. So all suffering comes from this energy strong within my head still, sorry. I'm called to share this, and so there's some glitches in speech. I have this head pressure, and I was called telepathically to share, and so here I am. Also the name Deacon came up, which apparently is messenger. So that was given. I didn't organise or orchestrate that. So as a messenger, I'm simply relaying the fact through a personal journey in physical form to spiritual within physical, that we are awareness. We're not the object. And where we place ourselves as awareness expands energy in that regard, particleizes, and then becomes fact, or fact in physical, in matter. So I'll get into that much deeper later on. But the first journey, or the first session I wanted to share, was the coming to that point of the fact that I'm awareness and everything is perfectly okay, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're suffering, no matter where you are at any point of the journey. And it is a cycle. So never fear. This too shall pass, no matter where you are or what you're going through with any relationships or any darkness of any kind, any suffering of any kind. You are ultimately whole and complete and undamaged and unprogrammed awareness. Pure essence of singularity. That is your source. That's where everything exists. So quickly, my journey started from kindergarten, knowing I was okay, till I bottomed out when I left school and I hit an economic crisis. I had my own business and I crashed in business in 2005, losing $9,500 a month repetitively. Thought we were going to lose everything. Married at the time with a wife who at the same year was diagnosed with MS, had 2 kids in school, and struck massive lack mentality, down to a point where I was on my knees in my bedroom crying my eyes out. I said, okay, there is a God, you show me and I'll play along. So after I surrendered, everything opened. Synchronicities of seminars, teachers, guides, books, films, you name it. In essence, all showing me the same thing of teaching of universal law. And the whole essence or the strength behind all of it was that which is like unto itself is drawn. That which is like unto itself is drawn. So I'll go into the energetics later with toric fields and positive negative charge and atoms and so on. But for the moment, where we place ourselves as awareness ultimately particleizes from a waveform into matter. So then, after realizing that, I applied it, got myself out of financial problems, got the kids back into a lovely school, better than the last. Inge was improving with her MS, and I became enlightened to realize that there was a sense of me that chose to share or to be with you, sharing this, which may help in some small way if you're going through any part of it. So the darkness served for me to open up, to surrender, to ultimately to this intelligence which is greater than me, which is growing a blade of grass, anything in nature. A beautiful old lady who's now returned home into spirit told me, man thinks they're so smart, but until they can grow one single blade of grass, they know nothing. And I experienced that after crashing. The ego didn't work. And I returned back to wholeness once I surrendered and realized I wasn't alone. So the big take out of this is we're awareness and we're not alone. Call the helpers whatever you like. Angels, guides, masters, gatekeepers, it doesn't really matter. But they're there in this mass pool of consciousness as you surrender to it. So the great saying out of one of the most powerful texts is, be still and know that I am. So meditation through decades, lifetimes, thousands of years, has been the way of stilling the conscious mind to going to a state of no thought. In other words, returning back to that state of pure singularity in awareness. When you get to that point in stillness, after getting rid of the monkey mind, whichever tool you choose, whether it be music, mantras, chants, whatever suits and you're drawn to, it ultimately brings to a state of stillness, you as awareness. And it's in that void, in that darkness, in that space, between space, there is answers, but you must be still. You must come to a point of leaving all physical behind. That is to stop all thought, all emotion, all objects within your physical life. Then it comes. Then you'll meet the presence of the divine or guides, Shakti, Mother. There's many, many names, depending which religion, which part of the world you're from. But ultimately it's the same source of a complete guiding force, loving presence in consciousness, in spiritual form. So consciousness, of course, is an energy packed with information. The guidance is energy packed with information. We can pick it up from the pineal gland, which is just at the base of the neck here, base of the skull in the center of the base of the brain. It has crystals which open when we're still with an open heart. So love is the key. Loving the self, loving the divine essence and intelligence is keeping you alive. Every breath, digesting your food, creating the perfect resonance for everything in nature. This intelligence loves you so much that it's given you freedom. So with that freedom, if you do choose to connect to your spiritual essence by being still, I'll try and keep it as simple as I can and hope not to rave on too much. I'll leave that for later. But for now, your awareness, and that can transcend any dimension, any realm, any frequency. Physical frequency is very low, very dense. When you sit in stillness, you can be elevated with repetition in sitting in stillness and a desired intent with love to experience other dimensions, other frequencies. I don't like calling them dimensions. Everything's frequential. It's simply at a frequency. So if we call physical under 500 hertz, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I could find out. And that and above, over 500 hertz, well, you must raise your frequency. That's done in stillness with love. And you'll experience other existences, which are very real, just as real as this one, because it all exists in the same basic energy structure, divine structure. And all the assistance, all the guidance is always there. The best way we can get it here is through intuition, which is non-physical guidance from those in that realm, your higher self, because we're all one. Dreams, when we're out of body in dream state, dissecting the dreams and going with that guidance after you ask. So you must ask if you're wanting a clear answer. Free will determines non-interference. So you must ask clearly a simple question and wait for the answer to come, either in meditation, dreams, intuition, guidance in any other form. So that's enough of my journey for now. I'll leave it to a point of 2005 where I crashed and surrendered and all this started to open up. I hope that helps many. There's much more beyond that. So I'm at a point of understanding universal law. I've applied it and I've got many, many experiences of manifesting physically. I've understood the energetic structure of creation, the polarity of it all, and how it fits. So many things have manifested in that period, which I'll share with you gladly. But know that your awareness, you're free because you're loved unconditionally. And if you sit in stillness, you will experience that love and guidance that's needed at any time. But you must ask. So close off with the fact that you're loved unconditionally. And there's no mistakes. If you're being here now watching this, I'll continue to share my journey beyond 2005 in number 2. I love you. May peace come along your journey and where you place yourself as awareness and share that peace and love to everyone you touch. Thank you.